Okay. I know you've read or heard about that game, movie, or comic, blah, blah, but you haven't heard it from us. So chill, relax, let us talk all about it before you log off.
What's up, everybody? Sarah and Carter here, again with Emma Skies, and we
Hello.
I'm sorry, did you
Wow, not even gonna let me speak. Not even, that's, you know what else is new?
How dare you? First of all, we'll get
Season
into
2,
it.
Episode 5, everybody.
Season
Cloak
2,
and Dagger.
Episode 5, Cloak and Dagger. What's the name of the episode, Emma?
Alignment chart.
That's good. I don't get the name of the episode, but it was a really good episode. I have Freeform, so it did a recap before and was showing everything from kind of season 1, which I was just like, I didn't need
mine
that.
showed that too, and I watched it on Hulu, and it usually doesn't. So I was like, why is it giving me the previously on?
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't need that.
And it went all the way back.
Yeah, it went way.
And then, like, it makes you think that it's going to be important later on, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It's for, like, a throwaway line that Tandy says once.
Yeah, it really wasn't. I was kind of upset with that. But anyway, they start off with Tandy giving a speech or something. They don't really show too much of the environment around her. It's just her.
So I was convinced when this started. I was like, oh, we're jumping way ahead to their wedding someday.
Really?
I was like, I thought they were going to try and play that angle of, like, maybe they don't even show what she's doing. But I was like, she's wearing a white dress. All right. She's wearing a white dress.
I thought she was maybe in her ballerina class or something.
Her ballerina class.
Is
Aaron.
that what you... Ballet class? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Excuse me for being uncultured. Yeah, no, I thought she was just like in front of a classroom or something like that. I didn't think ceremony or anything like that. I thought maybe she was telling a story to somebody else, blah, blah, blah. But she starts off with the story, The Farmer and the Viper.
Yes.
Not to be confused with The Farmer and the Snake or The Frog and the Scorpion.
It's actually the scorpion and the frog.
Whatever. It's the same thing, just flipped around. So she starts off with the story. And if you're not familiar with it, you're going to have to Google it, because I'm not about to go over it word for word. That's for damn sure.
It's a long story. It's a long story.
It's a very long story, but
like,
you can tell.
The way they did this episode, they framed the entire episode around this story that she's telling at some place.
Yeah.
And the longer it goes and the more you go through the episode, I'm like, how long of a speech is she given?
A very long one. But throughout the story, or throughout the episode, you see parallels between what's going on and the part of the story that she's telling.
Yes.
Like, it served a purpose, which I actually liked. So she's telling a story about the farmer and the viper. I put... we see Connors gets his stash. So Connors is broken out from last episode of the dark place that ties the conduit to, and he's just kind of going back and finding like his stashes. Like he is digging up old, what was the saw? He goes and gets
the saw, the gun. And they don't really have any, explanation for it, because they're kind of just doing this all while Tandy's telling the story. And before we see Connors, we open on Ty's dad, who we haven't seen in quite some time.
And he's
making a cloak.
Yeah, he's working on
a new cloak.
He's doing some cosplay.
I have my note says his dad is making a cloak. The cloak? Question mark.
Gosh.
And Bridget still can't shoot.
I put the same thing. I said Bridget is trash at the gun. So I think, and then, okay, we'll talk about this part later. But, so yeah, Bridget is still kind of feeling the effects of losing her aggressive side, I would say.
Yes.
Mayhem is just out there, doing whatever
Apparently
Mayhem does.
she shoots with anger, and that's how she aims.
Sometimes you need that anger to shoot that perp.
Apparently you always need that anger.
It's a helping thing. Ask the NRA. They're very angry people. So Ty, literally, as soon as Tandy comes out and, Connors gets away, Mayhem's nowhere to be found.
Ty what the fuck?
Ty kind of goes in on Tandy a little bit. Like, this is your fault.
Yeah, he does. He's mad. He's like, I sent you in there for 5 minutes. And what happened?
And that was kind of confusing to me, because it was just like, come on, it wasn't 100% her fault. Like, if anything, it's 2v1. You can give her the benefit of the doubt on that, dude. Like,
And then she's right, because she's like, I got screwed too. I went in there for one thing and did not get that thing, so don't get pissed at me. Yeah. Also, I love the line, apparently there's no cell reception in your hoodie.
Yes. Yeah.
that was solid.
It's because Tandy's mom had been trying to contact her the whole time, like blowing up her phone.
Emergency, 911, meltdown, total, which we never explain.
Nothing at all.
Does Tandy not ever get explained.
She goes to see her mom, and they just kind of have a casual conversation to begin with. And she didn't really I guess once she said she was with Ty, she was like, okay, I like him. So I guess you were, good.
But even not even addressing what Tandy was doing, but what was the emergency?
It's just probably a worried mom, Moms do that sometime, if they can't get a hold the first time.
She made it seem very, there's a problem. It's 911. You need to call me. That was weird. And then they talk about, she talks about, she went out and had a fun night. She was at the bar. She was with a friend. She's doing some drinking, which Tandy's not a super fan of. And, she met a guy, got her number. And Tandy goes in on her.
Instantly.
Instantly. In a really bad way.
And I think that's maybe some repressed anger from...
Yeah, well, because she just got all these new memories.
Exactly.
That she's having to deal with.
I truly didn't put that together from the last episode. She just discovered the new memories. That's right.
Yeah, so I just wrote she's not dealing with these new memories well. Because she just found out that she knew all along. So I think this whole scene is her projecting onto her mother. Yes. I think she's projecting her own feelings of what should have done and what she should have done and what should have happened onto her mother. Because she starts going after her the exact way you do not go after a victim of abuse.
Very true.
Telling her, this is your fault. It's not hard to leave. You just get up and go. She just needs to take a step back. And her mom handled it very well. And I was kind of bummed we never got to see the fallout of that, or a conversation between the two of them. And I kind of hope that we get something after this, and it doesn't just become something that happened just for Tandy's, whatever character, and there actually is a conversation between the two of them, because that was bad.
They left it just dangling. You don't see any more of the mother the rest of the episode. I don't think they're going to leave it though. I hope not. I think it'll come full circle, and they'll have a... Because so far,
Tandy needs to fucking apologize for that shit.
So far, they haven't seemed to leave any relationships, just kind of dead in the water after anything. Even Tandy with her ex, the other guy that she used to run with, didn't they kind of close that up too? When he kind of leaves or whatever?
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, she kind of abandons him, and then there's a whole thing.
Kind of had to. But
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So let's see. Tandy, the mother.
We go from there to Bridget.
Was it? Oh no, Ty goes to Bridget. That's right.
Well, because we open on her apartment, and she's not good. She is very jumpy. She looks like she's in withdrawals.
Yeah.
From anger, from mayhem.
Maybe she's just maybe she just doesn't know what to do with herself. Yeah. This is a part of her that's gone now. She doesn't know where that other part of her is. She's not the person she used to be. So it's kind of leaving her with I'm just out here, lost. Ty shows up, and he's like, I need your help. I need to find Connors. Maybe you know where he'll be or whatever, or where he would run around. And she's just like, I can't help you. I am not the person I used to be. And, I'm sorry. Which, of course, Ty does not take that very well. And what does he say? He says,
the next time you get mad at me because I went out and did something on my own, remember this moment. And he's not wrong.
There's a line in a movie called Baby Boy where this guy gets kicked out of his house. His mom finally kicks him out of her house. And he says, if I end up dead on the streets, this is your fault for some stupid I did. Or I'm like,
good Lord.
No, bro. You chose to do all that stuff. And it just reminded me of that. I don't know why. That was just stupid.
I mean, he's right here, though. Because he's not saying that if something goes wrong, it's her fault, but he's saying, you want to get mad at me all the time for doing these things on my own, and I'm trying to come to you for help, like you always tell me to, and you're
But he knows that's not the 100% Bridget. He's had discussions with the scientists. He knows that the aggressive part of her is not in her. Like, that knowledge
Right.
should be there. Like, you should know she's not gung-ho to go do stuff, which is just weird. You know, we'll get later, and that's in the episode. But, like, he should have a little bit of sympathy, I would feel.
Well,
like,
and then much like Tandy and her mom, he leaves her with a bitch line. He says, "I wish the other you were here."
Yeah,
I was like,
he
oh,
did.
way to cut it
Yeah,
right
he
to the
did.
bone.
I was like, go ahead and find that salt and rub it right in the wound there that she's already
Yikes.
just in her own house, just, you know, going crazy over. So Ty goes back, and they do a little montage of him setting up one of the little New Orleans voodoo.
The Vivets.
Yeah, the Vivets. At first, not gonna lie, I thought he was just strapping up because he had a whole bunch of guns, and I'm like, here we go. It's about time. Go get
I could not figure out what he was doing. So at first, because he pulls out all the guns that he took from these drug dealers,
Yeah.
and he starts taking the bullets out. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is interesting. And kind of where I thought he was going was like, he's going to use them to threaten people. He's going to use it to intimidate people, but he doesn't want to accidentally shoot anybody. Oh, it's a really smart move. Take the bullets out. It's not what he's doing.
Crazy.
So you over the next couple minutes, you realize he's taking the gunpowder out of all the bullets. First of all, how the fuck does he know how to do this?
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, what class did you take that let you know that you could take gunpowder out of all these bullets? And it would just be cool for you to just light, and I don't know.
And like this whole sequence, it's not explained how he understands any of this. Because what we saw before with the Vivet was that he just used powder, and then it was about breathing.
Yeah.
So he's using the gunpowder at this point. And I think in the amount of time it took him to take all this gunpowder out, he could have just went and bought flour.
Wow. Just
But-
put it on the floor.
Just put it on the floor. But he ends up lighting it on fire to get to wherever he needs to go. I'm like, what? Where did this come from?
I think it came out of a place of desperation. And it's just like,
It's a weird place to go.
Tandy's not helping me. Bridget's not helping me. I think I need to just, I don't know. The last thing I remember is this can take me to a place, you know, where I need to go. So let's
Why
give it
the
a shot.
gunpowder?
For dramatic effect.
Don't you hit me with that give it a shot pun. Get out of here.
Dramatic effect. Give it a shot. So he's like, take me to my brother's killer. And of course, like clockwork, it takes him right to Connors, seems like he's waiting on him.
Yeah, it seems like he's waiting, and is he standing where he killed his brother?
Yeah, that's right. He is. Because
Like,
he's at the
what
docks.
is he doing there?
And I'm guessing that's just, I don't know. I don't know
if he's just, that's where he thought, like, the kid will find me here.
Yeah, or like this mystic ability, you know, put me here because I knew Ty would be there, and literally is looking in the direction that Ty appears right in front of him, points the gun at him, and we get a twist where he's like, I'm, you know, gonna help you put me away. And
so we cut from that line. He says, I want to help you put me behind bars.
Yeah.
And we cut from that line back to Tandy's story.
Yeah, now you go back to her still telling the story between the Viper and the farmer. And it's still confusing to me, but
yeah.
And did you get the glares, like the blue and red glare sometime?
I thought it was
her?
I thought it was like a police lights. I just couldn't figure out what they meant or why they were there, but I figured it was police lights.
I just thought
and
it was
like,
regular
this is
old
just
glare.
really, I'm gonna have a seizure. I was like, good lord, epilepsy warning, please.
I literally thought it was just a glare, like they were trying to do some like lens flare things.
This is also where I think you start to put together how it parallels with the story and how it parallels with what's going on. Because what she's talking about now, she says, at this point, the story started with the farmer picking up the Viper that was dying outside, brings it inside, and the Viper, the farmer could have killed it, but that's not who he is.
Yeah.
So he takes it back to his home. And that's where you go, oh, okay, I see where we're going here. The Viper is Connors, the farmer is Ty. That's what's happening here.
And just like the farmer took the Viper back to his home, you have Ty actually taking Connors back to where his father is.
Yes.
But
because he talks about how Connors talks about how he can exonerate Ty. He's like, this is all of this, my confession, all of this evidence is almost enough to exonerate you.
Yeah. And he's seems very much sincere, you know, even though Ty is just like very skeptical of him. And that makes perfect sense because throughout his whole life, this guy has been kind of skating on a murder. And even when Ty as a kid could point the dude out as the guy that killed him, you know, he still got away. Like,
one of the things that struck me about their whole conversation here is how Connors refers to what happened.
Yeah, he did.
That's the gun that went off the night your brother died. Are you kidding me?
He skates, and that's what made me think that he was kind of like playing them because he never wanted a cop to like, I murdered this person, you know, until they kind of have to like force it out of him or whatever. So when Ty takes him to his dad's house, Dad wasn't about to have it right off the bat and was about to stab him right in the eye until
didn't want to warn him at all. Didn't want to be like, hey, sit down, take a breath, have this person here. No, just like, hey, here he is.
And they always do that thing where it's just like the person is a little bit offside of the camera on the door, and then the person pulls them in. Who stands at the door like that?
They do it twice this episode.
Exactly. They do it twice. And I was like, nobody stands side to side out of frame of a door like that so the other person can't see them. Like, you'll see the person through the peephole, two people, whatever. So, where are we at?
Before that happens as well, Tandy is still looking for answers and clues to what's happening to these girls and how she can help. So she goes back to
the counselor.
The counselor goes to talk to him, and he has this wild story about an angel in a shadow.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd watch that show. Angel in Shadow?
Angel in Shadow. Sounds like the bootleg Cloak and Dagger, definitely. So, and
Bridget starts looking through Mayhem's clues.
Yeah, I put Detective Scopes Out Mayhem's place on there. So she's kind of going through, looking at all the things on her wall, going through all the little clippings and everything like that. Not really a reason given besides just trying to figure out more about Mayhem, I guess. But Tandy, while she's talking to the counselor and trying to get more information about the missing girls, or like who would know about the missing girls since they've been, rescued. And the counselor is saying, hey, they don't need to be kind of, interrogated more after this, whole ordeal. He does the stupid, somebody might know about it. I'm going to look over to the person that definitely knows about all the information and then look back over to you, Tandy.
Which makes no sense. I can understand if they pulled a thing where like he looks over at Leah and she's like, oh, Leah might know something, but she knows way too much about what Leah might know from that one glance. Because this is where she gets the idea that she needs to make a connection with Leah based on an abusive ex so that she can get Leah to talk about her abusive ex. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that information from?
Real fast, too. Like, it was an instant, I got this idea. Like, boom, I got it. Did they go to the counseling scene after that?
They go back to Tandy's story where she talks about the Viper and bringing it home, and then it cuts back to her calling Ty to meet her at the park. So, yeah, she at the counselor, at the meeting, she kind of hams it up about having a relationship that is good and bad for her type of thing, and she wants to get out of it, and that's how she hooks Leah on. Oh, yeah, I saw her. I skipped my notes. And then Leah says, I can basically be there to help you get out of this bad when you leave this bad relationship. And then I was so confused about who she was talking about because I thought she meant the old dude. Me too. Like, it starts off, I was like, oh, she's talking about Ty, and then she starts talking about a bad relationship, and I was like, oh, well, they showed her ex-boyfriend in the pre-roll, in the flashback, so she's talking about him. And I was all confused. This is hard to follow. Yeah, so I'm sitting there the whole time thinking, okay, she's going to maybe call the old guy back, and then that's how she's going to flip everything and be like, hey, I need you to just play along or something like that. But she does not call the old boyfriend back. Ooh, no, she calls her black friend. And that one hurt. So Ty thinks she's calling to help. And he instantly is like, somebody's watching us. And Tandy tries to play it off like, no, nobody is. He's like, no, she's definitely watching us. She's like 3 feet away. What's wrong with you? And so Tandy explains to her like, hey, this is kind of a lead, to these missing girls, or like whoever's behind it at least. And I need her to believe that I'm in a bad situation and I'm trying to get away from it right now. And he says, so you called me?
And he was like, you called your black friend. And she tried to save it with, I called my best friend. And, oh no, he said.
Which, to be fair, she doesn't have any other friends.
That is true. That is very true. Now that I think about it.
She doesn't know any other men.
Does she know any other women?
She knows her mom.
No, I'm talking about outside of family. Does she know anybody?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just Bridget and Ty.
She technically knows Evita.
Yeah. Anyway, so they kind of have their a little falling out.
They have a pretty solid falling out because he ends the conversation with, maybe I don't need you at all.
So when he says that, yeah, that stung. But do you
Cloak and Dagger
heart? Was that genuine reaction from her, from Tandy? Or do you think that was just hamming it up?
I think she wasn't expecting that, and I think that was a genuine reaction at the very least. If nothing else was, which I don't think, obviously nothing else about that conversation was. I think that was. Yeah,
because like she cries and everything like that, and Leah comes over and consoles her, and plan works. Leah
it absolutely does.
They sit at a park bench. Leah spills her guts about her ex-boyfriend Eric. And how Eric had her, do some things. But
so they did an interesting thing here with the way they shot the episode, in that they paralleled Tandy's talk with Leah about her abusive ex with Tyrone's talk with his father about how people can change. And at the time, I was like, this is a really weird way to do this.
They did it twice,
I don't like
too.
This. And then now knowing what happens at the end of the episode...
Yeah.
I kind of get it.
And you gotta, man, see, now I never really looked deep into these episodes, but I figure now you might have to keep looking, or I might actually, after we record this, I might have to go look who directed this episode or who wrote this episode to see if that's just kind of their style, because I really like it. Like, it's layered so much with, well,
in
like,
such a way
hints.
that, like, it pissed me off when I first watched it.
Really?
Because I was watching it and they're paralleling a conversation about an abusive ex-boyfriend with a conversation about how people can change for the better. And I was like, whose fucking idea was it to put these two together?
Yeah, but...
And, I was mad about it.
Okay.
I was like, this was a bad writing choice. This was a bad directorial choice. But knowing what happens later on in the episode, it makes more sense.
But it's good because it threw you off. And it successfully threw you off. So yeah, Leah tells her about her ex-boyfriend.
Tells her all about him, down to where he works out of.
Exactly.
Like why?
Literally just spills the beans because she has that trust, right?
She's like, oh, he's a drug runner and he runs all that. And I was like, okay, I can kind of see that. And then Tandy says, where does he run his drugs out of? Like, why would you answer that question?
And she just
Although I guess now we fucking know.
She just instantly just like, oh yeah, down on 5th and Main. If you need to go there, just knock on the door twice. And like, she just all information out. So let's see. Where was I?
So that's when Ty and his father are also having a conversation about basically whether or not to trust Connors. Yeah. And his dad's kind of being like, bad people can change. He could be sincere. It could be okay.
So Connors is telling them both. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but if he's not sincere, I'm just gonna fucking kill him.
Pretty much. That's what the Ty and the dad eventually kind of get to that same common ground on, like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. If he's lying about
shoot them together.
Everything.
It'll be a bonding moment.
Terrible. He says the
we'll
gun.
Get your mom in too. It's how we'll get back together.
Wow, it's a family bonding situation.
It is.
Like shooting a man. Terrible. So Connors tells Ty and his dad that his family is very well connected. Basically, his uncle is he a judge, or did he? I know he put judges on the stand a lot.
Yeah, he said he put judges on the bench. I don't know if he's a politician. I would assume he's a politician.
He's a powerful man.
If he's appointing judges, I would assume he's a politician.
But he has a file. His Monopoly file that has like dirt on everybody.
Of course he does, because why would he not have a piece of physical evidence that could be used against him?
Yeah, but it's a piece of physical evidence that can be used against everybody around him as well. So it keeps him safe. So if I'm safe...
I know. It's just one of those things where, like, why have one copy of it and the copy is physical? Why?
I don't know. I mean,
that's what's convenient, because that's one of those tropes that you get a lot of, where they're like, here's your get out of jail free card, or here's like the one thing that is like their blackmail against everybody else, and it's like they have it. Why is it physical? It is the 21st century.
Because I think maybe if it's the 21st century and it's digital, it's probably easier for somebody to hack into, or it's possible for somebody to hack into, as opposed to having to.
But also,
materialize.
Why did he tell his nephew exactly where it is?
That is true.
I was like, why do you know this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing the only thing I could think of is maybe he was just really crooked at the time, the nephew, and he thought he can trust him or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe it was something he was going to pass on to Connors, after he's done whatever. So, after Connors tells Ty where this Monopoly file is, Ty, who is just very good with his teleporting now, is able to get right into the spa because he needs to get the key from Connors. How do you say multiple? Connors's? That sounds weird.
Connors' uncle.
Connors' uncle to get inside of the cellar.
So they talk about how difficult it's going to be to get to the key that he needs to get to. But the thing that I was like, is no one questioning how Ty's going to get in the building?
Not one time. No one did. And
no one questioned that. He just teleported in there. I was like, was there no conversation? What do you mean? I don't understand. I have questions.
And then the dad was just really cool with like, go ahead. I know you can do this type of thing.
Right.
Like, he didn't say it, but like, nobody
stopped him.
Nobody's stopping him. Yeah. So Ty gets the key, and it employs Bridget or Mayhem?
Bridget.
Okay, so that was just regular Bridget.
That's just regular Bridget.
Because they did a montage where she was, strapping up as well with the assault rifle.
Because she pulls out this big ass gun and all these attachments. I'm like, bitch, you have not been able to shoot straight once. What do you think you're doing with this gun?
She's ready to shoot everybody around the target. That's what she's ready to do.
So at this point,
but what does she get the gun for?
I don't know, because she never uses it.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever
she uses a bomb because she realizes that she can't aim. So you just hit everything.
So she calls in a bomb threat, or says there's a bomb threat, and actually delivers on it. Before that, Ty's getting into the building and he's getting the keys in the steam room, and there's he takes forever because they want to make it suspenseful. He takes forever to get it, and they cut back to the story, and we get to the part of the story where the farmer puts the snake by the dying fire and goes out again for wood. He knows they're both going to die if this doesn't happen, so he's going to save both of them. He leaves the Viper where it needs to be to survive, and goes out to get firewood. Yes. And then we come back to Bridget, and we actually keep going. I thought they cut the story there, but they actually kept going. So he comes back with the firewood that's going to save them both, and the Viper kills him. Yes. The Viper bites him, filling him with his poison, as she was saying, or his heart-stopping poison.
Very dramatic.
Yes, it was very dramatic. Very, very dramatic.
And so that's when you kind of get the thing of, this is not going to go well.
Yeah. And that's when I instantly thought, okay, Connors is, he's trading on them. Because they're actually cutting back and forth between the story being told and Ty actually finding the
empty bottle.
Yeah, a hollow bottle. And when he opens the bottle to find the file inside, there is no file inside. So that's where I'm thinking, yeah, there you go. Connors has done what Vipers do and bit
you right in the face.
Exactly. So then you cut back to Ty's dad. Oh, wait, was it Bridget?
Well, because that's when she comes in and she's like, oh, there's a bomb threat. And I was like, okay, I guess that's a distraction. But she actually planted a bomb.
Yeah, and she blew it up.
What a crazy bitch.
That's actually, but it was smart, I think.
That's a lot of mayhem going on there. So
my question is then, how much does she actually need? Is it all psychological?
I guess we'll find out.
If she can pull out that move, why would she need, unless, she goes back to the gun range again and still can't shoot anything.
That's what, because she goes back to the gun range, and I was like, she's got a groove back, and they show it, and no, she does not.
And she shoots everything but the target. It was hilarious.
How do they let her keep her gun? Like, presumably, there are records of her shooting range attempts.
I think you get your gun taken away. You fail a couple of times, because then they're not going to trust that you can shoot straight, so, yeah.
I mean, I get, like, that she's just out there on her own, and it's not an official, like, test from the state, but like, shouldn't somebody notice?
Yeah, maybe they just kind of like, she's a vet, so they trust her a little.
This is also where my notes end because my phone died.
Well, I wrote down that Tandy goes to Eric's place, and this is all actually happening simultaneously as Ty is finding that there is nothing inside the bottle. And when she goes to Eric's place, she gets caught right off the bat, but she fights her way off a little bit, gets pepper sprayed.
Until she gets pepper sprayed right in the eyes.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
And I thought she was out for the count there. I was like, well, she's caught. But she does her solar flare for the Dragon Ball Z fans out there, and blinds everybody in the room, and then just wild swings with a shovel.
That was my favorite part. She like just picks up a shovel and she swings it somewhere and she pushes a table. She can't fucking see what she's doing.
She don't need to. She just needs to knock people out.
She's just swinging until it makes contact.
Exactly.
Good for you, girl. Good for you.
And then she gets up on Eric and Batmans the hell out of him with a couple of punches to the face. Like, where's Rachel? And just punching the crap out of him. And he's scared, of course. He doesn't really know too much. And then she puts the whole, threat, like, hey, you could pay off cops. You could buy bodyguards. There's nothing that's going to stop me from getting to you. Just remember that the next time you do, or you try to, sell a girl or something. And then she gives him one more. And then she just gets out. I'm like, okay, so, all right, Tandy, you put on your big girl pants today, huh? I see what you're doing there.
What she's doing.
Let's save that for the ending there. So Ty, he comes back because he's pissed that, of course, Connors seemingly lied to him. And he teleports Connors out of his dad's house, prepared to fully just exact his... is that the right using?
Exact
justice?
Revenge.
Yes. Yeah. His own brand of justice and just kill, Connors. But he gets... like a good grip on Connors, about to throw him over a high ledge in the church, and he starts to get his worst fears because that's one of his abilities.
Yeah,
and I was confused.
Well, doesn't Ty see hopes? Weren't they reversed?
No. She sees hope. Tandy sees hope, and Ty sees their greatest fears.
Because I remember it was their personalities were reversed. Yeah.
Yeah. Inside of Connor's fear, he sees Lady Justice with his heart on the weight.
No, Billy's heart.
Is that Billy? No, that was his, because he had a giant hole in his chest.
Oh, I totally read that as Billy's heart.
No, Billy was on the ground dead. So it's the scene of the crime where Ty's brother gets shot. But then you see Connors with the bloody hole in his heart or his chest.
That makes sense, because I didn't understand that.
And then he's just taking off... cuffs. Like
he's trying to put cuffs on himself and they won't stick.
Oh, see, I didn't
Every
get
time
that.
he puts it on, it breaks. So he tries to put it on again. That's why there's like a pile of men at his feet. So his worst fear is that he won't face justice.
Look at that. Look at that. Coming together. So, yes. So he comes out of the old dream sequence, basically, Ty does. And
realizes that he's been sincere.
Yeah, like this dude is serious. He kind of went into the dark zone, and
he isn't the one that screwed me over here. He told me everything he knew. He thought that he was doing the right thing. It's not his fault that the thing wasn't there.
Exactly. So he's like, you know what? I know who can give you justice. And you cut to him going to his mother's house. And, introducing Mr. Connors to his mom, with the whole same scene of Connors is a little off screen behind the door. Let me drag him in for a surprise or whatever.
Does not warn her. Learned nothing from Dad.
I literally thought she was going to shoot him in the face.
She should have.
Because I'm like, she had the gun right there. She picked it up. And okay. I'm like, he's dead. And then there goes your only lead. So they cut there. And I think that was about it with Ty.
That's where we leave off with Ty.
And then we get to Tandy coming out red-eyed.
Stumbles out. Yeah, looks like she has seen some shit.
Yes, coming out of a war zone. She stumbles downstairs, and Leia comes strolling up, just like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I had a feeling that you'd be, you'd go and do something crazy or whatever. And then Tandy goes into her superhero speech of this is the only thing these people understand is power, and you gotta show them that you're stronger than them, basically, and you gotta take the power away from them.
Refuse to be a victim.
And Leia was like, you know what, that's a good idea. And she has
a moment, like, she's like, you would do that for me?
Did she have a moment?
And then she fucking tased her.
Crap out of her.
I like audibly gasped. I didn't see that one coming.
I did not either.
Did not see that happening.
I was like,
what a bitch.
I was like, this is the biggest plot twist in a TV show that I've seen in 2 minutes. Because, like, this is crazy. And so Tandy,
I was so mad.
Oh, no. Tandy, which before she tased her, though, Tandy looked and saw that the ambulance was coming.
Yeah.
And
I thought she was going to, like, throw down with this ambulance.
I thought it was cops at first. I was like, maybe Leia called the cops, and now all this will wrap up or whatever. And then she turns back and looks at Leia, and that's when she gets tased, and you find out.
Leia?
What's her name?
Leia.
Leia? Is that Leia?
Leia. Lia.
Well, whatever. Leia. Okay. She's the bad guy now, She's the main baddie.
What a bitch.
Cut to Tandy strapped down in a full-blown gurney with a little respirator or whatever over her, and she's like unconscious, and you find out that this whole story is her, I guess, telling the story in a dream sequence at in the perfect future for her or something. Maybe
yes, because it's for sure like not a vision of the future or anything because Billy's there.
Yes. Billy's
so you know
there.
that it's that, but there, she talks about, because she talked earlier about, how they were there to celebrate Ty. You're like, okay, you're kind of trying to piece things together, and it turns out to be his graduation from the police academy.
Which is, has he ever said that he wanted to be a cop?
No.
So,
but I guess the idea is that in a perfect world where what happened never happened, he would have grown up to be law enforcement.
Huh. Okay, because like all the whole cast is there. Her dad's there. I didn't see her mother.
Yeah, her mom was there.
Was her mother there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so mom and dad are there.
Evita was there.
Is there. Ty's all dressed up as a police officer. Ty's brother is there, alive and well. Was that the same actor? I don't even think that was the same actor.
I don't know.
Yeah, so and then Ty's mom and dad are there, and of course everybody's all hugs and everything like that. But in the real world, she's off to Neverland. So I have no idea.
I'm thinking this could potentially be the best thing that could have happened for her.
Why is that?
Because she doesn't know where they're taking these girls, and they don't know that she can fight back. Okay. So they're going to take her right to all these missing girls, right to everybody who she was trying to get to this whole time. And ostensibly, depending on how they play the drugs, because they've done that thing before where, like, when the hero is drugged up, they can't access their powers or whatever. So depending on how they play the drugs, this could be a good thing for Tandy. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see.
I'm curious to see how... Sorry. I'm curious...
No, go ahead.
To see how Tyrone's powers start to work and how he can... How quickly he realizes he can just hone in on Tandy and get to her, wherever she is, at any time.
Yeah. I wonder how long it's going to take, though, because, like, they left on a kind of falling out.
Mm-hmm.
So, he has no idea about her going after... Eric or anything like that, and he has no idea about Leia.
It's probably not going to be surprising when he doesn't hear from her for a couple days. He's like, oh, we just had a fight.
Oh, so she might be kind of like out of commission for a couple of days, you're thinking. It's not going to be nobody was really following up with her too, right? No mayhem, nothing.
Nope.
Interesting.
But have they explored in the past? I'm trying to remember if they did it last season. Like, Tandy's called to him for help. She summoned him before.
Excuse me?
Because,
I don't remember that.
Remember he was at his basketball game?
Oh, yeah. Now I remember that.
She basically was like, I need you, and he was there.
Yeah.
And he couldn't figure out why.
And he was in his uniform. I remember his basketball uniform. Yeah, she called him out of the big game. Wow. He could have went to state. So, overall, I thought this episode was really good. I thought it was done very well. It's actually changed the way I'm going to have to look at future episodes, again, depending on if this is going to continue with the same director and writers, because it was so layered. And
let me look up who did these episodes. And
I was just like, I really had a shallow look on this series, and it was just kind of taking it at face value, everything. But the whole, like, metaphors, and even hearing you talk about the way things were shot, cut and paralleled, it definitely made me like, okay, this is done very well. So
it's a good one.
Who did you get to see the next week? The trailer for next week?
No, I did not.
I didn't either. Freeform doesn't show it. Like, I don't know. They
oh, you mean like the app?
Yeah, the little app doesn't show like, hey, next week on Cloak and Dagger. But I'm guessing you're going to get some more clarification of why he why Ty brought Connors to his mother, because I don't understand what the purpose of that is right now.
Well, she's a lawyer.
Oh.
She's about the only legal anything that he knows besides cops.
I guess so, and you don't want to just take him to the cops, right? Because that's what I kept thinking the whole time, is like, why don't you just take him to the police station? Be like, this guy is alive. That's what Connors
told me. He's like, if you take me in with all of this, I will still get off.
Yeah, he even said with his confession, too, that he would still get off. Oh, okay.
And I'm curious how this all plays out, because Connors could easily be relegated to mentally incompetent, because he has this whole fucking story about where he's been this whole time. I was in this shadow realm, whatever.
He could admit some of that, though.
Yeah.
And just not say anything.
Well, because when they ask him, they're like, where have you been?
He could just be like, I was in hiding.
So this episode was directed by Rachel Goldberg.
Okay.
And was written by Nicole Levy and Peter Calloway.
Wow, look at the ladies coming up.
Yeah.
All right. I'm definitely going to be looking at it, because if they direct and write the rest of it, I am excited big time for the future of this show.
Rachel Goldberg's IMDb. What episodes does she have coming up?
Please say episode 6.
She only has one episode on her IMDb. It's this one.
So we don't know just...
Do not know.
Yet. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll have to look out for her. Actually,
the writer has 4 episodes. So she had 2 this season. Oh, but see, hers, it was White Lines, which I think was before this episode.
Yeah, I can't remember which one was.
She has 2 from last season and 2 from this season.
Okay. Well, I mean...
So much for that.
We'll see. I can't wait till next... what do you mean next? We're recording this on a Tuesday, so this is Thursday that it's going to come out, right?
We're a little late on this one.
Yes, we are. But, I mean, life happens, so... Not upset at anything. So anyway, that's the Cloak and Dagger recap. Any final words, Emma, before we wrap this?
This was a really good episode.
This was very good.
We were talking about this last week. Like, this season gets better and better every episode.
It does. It doesn't seem to slow down. And I don't understand why it hasn't got more, like...
People are sleeping on this show.
They really are. They really are. And small spoiler, I wish they were in Endgame. That's all I'm going to say with that. Yeah. That'd be dope to see them in Endgame. That would have been...
just pops up.
Oh my gosh. That would have been so cool.
Tandy starts throwing daggers.
Like if he just cloaked in the Runaways, the Defenders, and everything.
That is what I am excited for. Because I don't think we're going to see it this season, but next season we could see a Runaways and Cloak and Dagger crossover.
I'm about it.
I don't think we're going to get it this season.
Fully about it. Because they're on the run, right? The Runaways?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah.
Like fully out of the city type of thing on the run.
Yes.
Think so. All right.
I'm trying to remember where I left off. But yeah, crossover. Hope it happens. Because they've said very much that it is on their minds.
It's make it happen. Don't just let it be on your mind. Make it happen. Sheesh. We need it. All right. Let's wrap this up. Thank you again, Emma Skies.
You're welcome.
And that's it. I will see everybody, and she will see everybody next time on the Cloak and Dagger recap.